Reflection. Ladies and gentlemen, listen closely. There's a truth many shy away from, a truth that cuts deep. If you're not ready to hear it, people will envy you. Not openly, not with honesty, flexion, but in secret. They watch, they whisper, they wish they had what you have. And that's not a bad thing. It's a reflection of your power, your progress, your drive. Reflection, let me break it down for you. Confidence isn't something you buy. It isn't something you put on like a coat. And it certainly isn't something people can fake for long. Reflection, confidence is a quiet storm. It moves through you from the inside, rooted deep in knowing who you are, what you value, and what you refuse to compromise. People notice it instantly, reflection, even before you speak. They notice the way you hold yourself, the calm in your eyes, the way you stand without hesitation, like the world owes you nothing but respects your presence. Reflection, that presence, it attracts attention, yes, but it also triggers envy. Why? Because most people live in a fog of doubt, constantly questioning their worth. Reflection, constantly looking for approval from others. When they see someone who doesn't need permission to exist fully, someone who radiates certainty in their steps, it shakes them. Reflection, they wish they could summon that same fearlessness, that same inner peace. But here's the thing, confidence isn't about being louder than everyone else or showing off. Reflection, it's about being rooted in yourself so deeply that no criticism, no jealousy, no obstacle can unseat you. It's about walking into a room and knowing, without a single word, reflection, that your value cannot be diminished by anyone else's opinion. Reflection, people envy that kind of presence because it reminds them of the parts of themselves they hide, the parts they're afraid to show, the parts they haven't dared to cultivate. Every glance, reflection, every sideways remark, every subtle tension you notice from others is a reflection of their envy, not your flaw. Confidence isn't about arrogance. It's about clarity. Reflection, it's about making peace with your journey and owning every step of it. And when people envy that reflection, it's proof that you're doing something right. You've tapped into a power they secretly wish they had, a strength that can't be borrowed, reflection, a light that can't be dimmed. Discipline is the backbone of success, the quiet engine that powers those who rise while the world sleeps. Most people look at achievement and they see luck, reflection. They see talent, they see someone born with it. But what they fail to see is the relentless effort, the countless hours spent when no one is watching, the small reflection, daily victories that add up over time to something extraordinary. Discipline is showing up when your body wants to quit, when your mind screams that it's too hard, reflection. When the world tempts you with distractions that feel good but deliver nothing, it's doing the work no one else will do because you know the price of excellence is paid in sweat, consistency, reflection, and sacrifice. And when people watch you live that way, when they see the results of your dedication, they feel a stirring in their chest. That stirring is envy, reflection, because deep down they know they aren't willing to commit at that level. They wish they had your focus, your grit, your refusal to settle for mediocrity. Discipline isn't flashy, reflection. It doesn't show off in the moment. It's built in silence, in repetition, in the choices you make over and over again, even when no one applauds. But it shows eventually in your posture, reflection, in your achievements, in the calm confidence that comes from knowing you are doing the work that most people only talk about, reflection. People envy discipline because they know the pain of its absence. They see the gap between where they are and where they could be, and your consistency shines a light on their hesitation, reflection. The truth is, discipline isn't something you can fake, and it isn't something people can steal from you. It's earned, cultivated, and lived every single day. And when others envy it, reflection. It's proof that you've tapped into a power that many admire, but few are willing to claim, the power to master yourself, and in doing so, reflection, master your destiny. Staying calm under pressure is a superpower few people understand, and even fewer cultivate. Life has a way of testing us, unexpected challenges, people pushing boundaries, reflection, situations spiraling out of control. Most crumble under the weight of it all, letting fear, anger, or panic dictate their actions. But you breathe, you focus, you assess before you react. Reflection, that calmness is magnetic. It commands respect, it commands attention, and yes, it triggers envy. People envy it because they see the storm raging inside them while you remain unshaken. Reflection, they see the way you handle conflict with clarity, the way you make decisions in chaos without letting your emotions hijack you, the way you carry yourself like a rock that nothing can move. Reflection, that is the difference between reacting and responding, between losing control and mastering it. And make no mistake, mastering your composure isn't easy. It requires practice, self-awareness, reflection, and the courage to face discomfort without running. Every time life pressures you and you respond with steady strength, you're sending a silent message to those watching: I am in control. Reflection, no matter what comes at me, People envy that because they wish they could access the same inner fortress, the same ability to think clearly when everyone else is panicking. Reflection. It's not about being cold or unfeeling. It's about understanding the power of patience, observation, and measured action. And the truth is, your calmness becomes contagious. Reflection. It shapes the environment around you. Those who envy you secretly hope they could summon that same presence, that same authority over themselves, that same clarity of mind. But it's yours alone. Reflection, built through countless moments of restraint, reflection, and resilience. That's why calmness under pressure is one of the most enviable qualities a person can carry. Reflection. And it's one that will always set you apart from the crowd. Authenticity is a rare gem in a world full of masks, pretenses, and people trying to be someone they're not. Reflection. Most walk through life performing for approval, adjusting themselves to fit in, hiding the parts of themselves that might be judged, ridiculed, or misunderstood. But you, reflection, you are unapologetically real. You speak your truth, lie by your principles, and move in the world without pretending to be what you're not. That authenticity draws people in. Reflection inspires admiration and quietly fuels envy. Why envy? Because most people secretly wish they had the courage to do what you do every day, to stand tall in their own skin. Reflection, to let their true self shine without apology. When you act with integrity and honesty, when you refuse to compromise your values for acceptance, people feel both awe and discomfort. Reflection, they see the freedom you have, the freedom to be yourself, and they realize how constrained they are by their own fears, insecurities, and need for validation. Authenticity is magnetic. Reflection, it commands respect without demanding it. It sets you apart in meetings, in social circles, and in relationships. People may not say it aloud, but they notice. Reflection, they notice the confidence that comes from being fully aligned with your inner truth, the peace that comes from not having to juggle a persona. Reflection, the energy that radiates from someone who is genuinely themselves. That envy is natural because authenticity can't be bought, faked, or taught. It must be lived moment by moment. Reflection, and when others see it in you, they are reminded of the parts of themselves they buried, the masks they still wear, and the freedom they have yet to claim. Reflection, your authenticity makes them reflect, and reflection can breed envy. But here's the empowering truth: the more real you are, the stronger your presence becomes. The more authentic you live, reflection, the more untouchable you grow in a world desperate for genuine souls. Fearlessness is not the absence of fear. It's the mastery of it. Reflection, it's stepping forward even when every instinct in your body screams to stop, even when the odds are stacked against you, even when the path ahead is unclear and dangerous. Reflection, most people live their lives in quiet hesitation, paralyzed by what-ifs, chained to their comfort zones, afraid to take risks that could change everything. But you, reflection, you confront fear head on, you move through it, not around it. That courage, visible, palpable, reflection, undeniable, stirs envy in the hearts of those who secretly wish they could summon even a fraction of it. They watch you take bold steps, make daring decisions, and pursue your goals relentlessly. Reflection, and inside they are reminded of the fear that keeps them small. Fearlessness isn't about being reckless, it's about calculated bravery. It's about knowing the stakes, assessing the risks, reflection, and acting anyway because you trust yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes next. And when people witness that, they feel something powerful and complicated: admiration, yes, reflection, but envy too, because they realize the freedom that comes from fearlessness is something they haven't allowed themselves to experience. Reflection, you're a living example of what it looks like to be fully alive, to take command of your life, to refuse to be held hostage by doubt or worry. Reflection, that fearlessness radiates from you in every decision, every interaction, every step you take toward your goals. People envy it because they know that embracing fear as you do, reflection, is the gateway to true power, influence, and fulfillment. They envy it because it's a reminder of their own hesitation, their own chains, and the dreams they've yet to dare to chase. Reflection, and the more you embrace fearlessness, the stronger you become, the more untouchable you become. Reflection, and the more clearly it illuminates the gap between those who act and those who merely watch. Vision is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Reflection, it's not just seeing the path in front of you, it's seeing possibilities where others see dead ends, opportunities where others see obstacles, and potential where others see failure. Reflection, most people stumble through life reacting to circumstances, allowing the world to dictate their direction, settling for what's easy or comfortable. But you see further. You dream bigger. Reflection, you chart a course that others can barely comprehend, and then you take the steps to make it real. People envy that because vision requires courage, foresight, and relentless commitment. Reflection, it's not something passive, it's active, alive, and demanding. To have vision is to carry a blueprint in your mind for a life that doesn't exist yet but could. If you're willing to work, flexion, sacrifice, and push through resistance, those watching you even in silence feel that envy because they recognize in you a clarity they lack. They see your ability to anticipate challenges, reflection, to pivot when necessary, to stay focused on long-term goals while ignoring short-term distractions. And it unsettles them, reflection, because they realize they've allowed their own potential to be limited by fear, doubt, or indecision. Vision is magnetic. It draws people in, inspires loyalty, and sparks admiration, flexion. But it also makes those who hesitate feel small, inadequate, and restless. You carry it like a torch, lighting a path not only for yourself, but for anyone willing to follow, flexion. And that brilliance cannot be dimmed. Envy is inevitable because vision is rare. Most people operate day by day, reacting to life instead of creating it. Flexion. When you hold a vision and relentlessly pursue it, you remind others of what they could be, what they should be, and what they've yet to dare to imagine. That reminder is powerful. Reflection. That reminder is why people secretly envy you. And the beauty of it is, the more you embrace your vision, the more unstoppable you become. Reflection. Because vision combined with action is a force that no one, not envy, not criticism, not doubt, can ever derail. Happiness is a quiet power. Reflection. A kind of inner armor that people often fail to recognize until they see it in someone else. It's not about wealth, status, or accolades. It's about peace, contentment, reflection, and joy that comes from within, independent of circumstances. Most people chase happiness as if it were something external, something to be bought, earned, or granted by others. But you, reflection, you carry it inside you. You have learned to find joy in your journey, to appreciate small victories, to hold gratitude even when life isn't perfect. Reflection. That inner light shines in a way that's undeniable. People notice it, even if they never admit it. And that is why envy quietly brews in their hearts. Reflection. They see the ease with which you navigate life's challenges, the calm smile that appears even when the world is trying to shake you, the laughter that comes naturally rather than forced. Reflection, and they wish they could summon the same. Happiness like yours is magnetic because it is unshakable. It is proof that life's storms cannot dictate your mood. Reflection, that your value isn't tied to external validation, and that your sense of self is anchored in something far deeper than circumstance. Reflection, envy arises because people recognize in you what they lack. A sense of freedom from fear, from comparison, from the endless tug of war between desire and disappointment. Reflection, they see a peace they have yet to cultivate, a resilience that transforms setbacks into lessons, and a joy that seems effortless. And the truth is, flexion, it isn't effortless. It's cultivated through self-awareness, discipline, and the refusal to allow negativity to control you. Every time you smile in the face of adversity, reflection. Every time you celebrate your own journey without seeking permission or recognition, people envy the freedom and contentment that comes from genuine happiness. Flexion. That happiness becomes your signature, your presence, your invisible power. Flexion. And it reminds everyone around you of the life they've yet to claim for themselves. Resilience is the quiet force that separates those who break under pressure from those who rise stronger every single time. Reflection, life will hit you hard, unexpectedly, and without warning. People will doubt you, betray you, fail you, and circumstances will challenge every ounce of your strength. Most crumble, surrender, flexion, or let these trials define them. But you bend, you adapt, you absorb the blows, and then you rise wiser, stronger, sharper than before. That ability to endure, to recover, reflection, to transform adversity into power is what makes you both magnetic and enviable. People envy resilience because they sense in you a strength they have yet to cultivate. Flexion, a tenacity that allows you to keep moving when they would have given up long ago. Resilience is not a single act. It's a habit, a lifestyle, a mindset forged in the fire of repeated challenges. Reflection, it's in the way you handle criticism without losing your dignity, how you respond to failure without letting it define you. Reflection, how you keep pushing forward when everything inside you screams to stop. Others may never say it aloud, but they watch you rise again and feel a pang of envy. Reflection, because they know that same power lies dormant within themselves, untapped, unused, and perhaps even feared. Resilience is proof that life cannot break you unless you allow it. Reflection, that every setback is an opportunity and that every scar carries a lesson. You become unstoppable because your strength is not conditional on circumstance. It is built into your very being. Reflection, and that is why people envy it. They see your ability to endure and transform, to emerge from storms not just unbroken but elevated, and it serves as a mirror to their own unfulfilled potential. Reflection. Resilience is your quiet declaration to the world that nothing can define you but you, and anyone watching knows whether they admit it or not. That kind of power is rare, extraordinary, flexion, and deeply enviable. So now you know the truth. People envy you not because you're lucky, flexion, not because you were given something they weren't, because you embody qualities they secretly wish they had. Your confidence, your discipline, your calm in chaos, your authenticity, reflection, your fearlessness, your vision, your happiness, your resilience. They make you untouchable in a world that is constantly trying to shake you. Let envy be your mirror, not your burden. Reflection, let it remind you that you are doing what others can or won't. Let it fuel your fire, sharpen your focus, and push you to rise even higher. Stand tall, walk proud, reflection, and never apologize for being the person who dares to live fully, dream boldly, and rise relentlessly. Remember this: when people envy you, it's proof that you are ahead, that you are strong. Reflection, that you are unstoppable. Keep shining, keep moving, keep conquering, because the world may envy you, but it will never break you. And that, my friends, that is your power.